Namaste, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. I'm Anand Narasimhan and you're tuned in to the right stand. What unfolded between Bharat and Pakistan wasn't just a defeat. It was a full-scale dismantling on the pitch at the World T20. India's Dhurandhar show left Pakistan in shock. Pakistan's performance so poor that their cricket board chief was forced to leave the stadium mid-match. Pakistan were 5 down and Mohsin Naqvi beat a hasty retreat. He left during the second innings, Pakistan's batting order collapsing, particularly after the team was reduced to 77 for 5 in the 12th over while chasing 176. Now, after Pakistan's crushing defeat to India, anger, heartbreak erupted back in Pakistan. Fans were seen crying, smashing televisions, calling the loss a national humiliation. Former Pakistani cricketers like Shoaib Akhtar, Shoaib Malik, Shahid Afridi and Danish Kaneria lashed out at the team management and questioned the leadership of Mohsin Naqvi. Mohammad Yunus also said, "Change these officials. We cannot have good cricket till the time politicians get involved." Some even suggesting a boycott might have been better because it would have avoided the embarrassment that was heaped upon the Pakistanis. First, listen into the reactions from Pak cricket fans.
नौ मैचेस इन रो आ रहे हो आप और फिर आप कहते हो ये राइवलरी है। मैच से पहले आपने इतनी बातें की है, इससे बेहतर था आप लोग बॉयकॉट रहते।
वो स्लोगन नहीं है भाई, वो स्लोगन नहीं है। मुझे भाई केक का क्या करना है, केक का ये करना है।
जहाँ हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि इस टीम के खिलाफ ये अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे, इतने सीनियर प्लेयर्स, अगर वहाँ सीनियर नहीं करके दे रहे आपको, तो वो जो जूनियर बाहर बैठे हैं उनको खिलाएं फिर।
है ना, ईशान किशन ने क्या किया यार, उसी से कुछ थोड़ा सीख लेना था। वो बच्चा बाहर था, बाहर होकर परफॉर्मर था, बाहर था, वो डोमेस्टिक में गया, परफॉर्मेंस करके आया, टॉप किया, आ गया और वो अपनी टीम को मैच जितवा रहा है।
वहाँ पे इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम चुपचाप ये मैच 61 रन से जीत कर चली गई है। इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम का नेट रन रेट जाके उठा के देखो और पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट टीम के हालात देखो।
पता नहीं इसने क्या किया, बाहर निकला क्यों है ये, तू इतना बाहर था।
इस तरह की परफॉर्मेंस रहेगी तो मेरा नहीं ख्याल इंडिया से हम कभी भी जीत सकते हैं। सही है, इंडिया की वर्किंग, इंडिया का होमवर्क हमेशा बहुत अच्छा होता है।
यार हर बार क्यों तकलीफ देते हैं, हर बार क्यों दिल तोड़ते हो यार।
The best one was release Imran Khan, arrest this 11. Meanwhile, tensions are simmering in Pakistan's power corridors as the loss has now snowballed into a controversy reportedly involving the country's military leadership and the Pakistan Cricket Board. Sources close to the Pakistan government suggest that the Army Chief General Asim Munir is deeply displeased with how PCB Chairman Mohsin Naqvi handled the aftermath of the defeat. The loss to India in the T20 World Cup was not viewed merely as a sporting setback but as a symbolic blow in the long-standing rivalry between the two nations. Now, for Pakistan's top brass, cricket against India carries immense national pride and often perceived as more than just a game. For them, it is war. Now, according to the well-placed sources and Manoj Gupta getting us these details, General Munir's frustration began when he learned of a press conference in which Mohsin Naqvi invoked his name without prior approval. Now, in that media interaction, Mohsin Naqvi had stated, and I quote, "Neither am I intimidated, nor is Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir." A remark that reportedly did not go down very well within the military circles. The unauthorized reference to the army chief has been viewed as an overstep, dragging the military into what many believe should have remained a purely cricketing matter. Sources indicate that General Munir subsequently conveyed a stern message to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif through the Prime Minister's military secretary. The message reportedly highlighted concerns over Naqvi's handling of the PCB, from inadequate team preparation to rhetoric that risked escalating tensions with India. Speculation is now rife in Islamabad that Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif may consider removing Mohsin Naqvi to placate the army chief. Now, the political reaction has been equally dramatic. Some actually even questioned whether playing against India was worth such repeated humiliation, with remarks suggesting that a boycott might have been preferable to defeat. Opposition leaders have gone further, demanding Naqvi's removal. Speaking on condition of anonymity, one senior politician described him as a quote-unquote failure, both as PCB chairman and as the Interior Minister of Pakistan, accusing him of damaging Pakistan cricket and failing to maintain law and order during what was termed one of the country's worst security phases. Now, there are reports that certain parliamentarians are preparing to move a motion against him in the next legislative session. Criticism has also centered on Naqvi's dual role as both Interior Minister and PCB chief. Senior PTI leaders or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf leaders have openly questioned the arrangement, stating that running the Interior Ministry and the PCB simultaneously was flawed from the outset. Now, as public anger mounts and political temperatures rise, the episode has yet again highlighted how deeply intertwined cricket, politics and the military remain in Pakistan, where a loss on the cricket field can swiftly transform into a full-blown establishment crisis. Well, we leave it there for the Pakistanis to deal with their sorrow and deal with their misery, and wish Team India all the very, very best as they march on into the Super 8s. They've got one more group stage match against the Netherlands, but after that it's into the Super 8. We'll shift focus here on the right sand. Entry of menstruating women into the Sabarimala temple has yet again returned to the national spotlight. The Supreme Court of India has fixed the 7th of April for the commencement of hearings in the long-pending Sabarimala review matter before a 9-judge constitution bench, marking the next crucial phase in one of Bharat's most intensely debated constitutional cases involving religious freedom, gender equality and the scope of judicial intervention in matters of faith. The case traces its origins to the historic 2018 verdict when a 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court by a 4-1 majority struck down the centuries-old practice that barred women of menstruating age, typically between 10 and 50 years, from entering the hill shrine dedicated to Lord Ayyappa. The court held that the restriction violated constitutional guarantees of equality, non-discrimination and freedom of worship, declaring that devotion cannot be subjected to biological factors. But former Justice Indu Malhotra dissented, saying courts shouldn't interfere in religious practices. Courts may intervene only if practices are oppressive or social evils. Supreme Court cannot apply rationality to religious beliefs. Religious freedom must be balanced with non-discrimination principles. The ruling triggered widespread debate and protest, particularly in Kerala, with sections of devotees arguing that the temple's customs were integral to the unique religious character and protected under the right to manage religious affairs. As per our constitution and repeated Supreme Court judgments, viewers, the deity has living rights. The deity whose pran pratishtha has been done at a particular shrine is considered to be perennially in that very state and also deemed a living being. Now, Lord Ayyappa is worshipped as a Naishtika Brahmachari or eternal celibate. Devotees believe presence of women of reproductive age would contradict the deity's vow of celibacy. Restriction is linked to preserving the unique character of the deity. Devotees say the practice is an essential religious observance specific to the temple. Male devotees undertake 41-day penance involving celibacy and abstinence before visiting shrine. Temple's environment is structured around the vow of celibacy and spiritual discipline. Temple authorities argue that practices are protected religious freedom under Article 26. Multiple review petitions were subsequently filed challenging the 2018 judgment. Now, in 2019, while declining to stay the original verdict, the Supreme Court referred broader questions arising from the Sabarimala dispute, including the interplay between essential religious practices and constitutional morality, to a larger 9-judge bench. Now, the upcoming hearings are expected to examine these foundational issues not only in the context of Sabarimala but also in relation to similar questions affecting other religious practices across faiths. The matter has also raised questions of the targeting of Hindu rituals via secular principles, because faith-based segregation is not exclusively in Hinduism. Mosques follow gender segregation during prayer. In some mosques, women are not allowed into the main prayer halls. In Kerala, Sunni mosques don't allow women inside. Women are not allowed to lead prayers in mosques. There will never be a muezzin who is a female in any masjid. Several churches offer Holy Communion only to baptized members. In synagogues, gender separation is strictly observed during prayer service. Men and women sit separately, sometimes divided by a partition. In Orthodox synagogues, only men can lead prayers or read from the Torah. With the matter now set for substantive hearings, the case is poised to yet again test the delicate balance between faith and fundamental rights, and to potentially shape the future contours of constitutional interpretation in matters involving religion and gender justice in India. The question remains, both legally and morally, can entry be forced into Sabarimala by disregarding Hindu traditions? More importantly, can entry be forced into the sanctum disregarding the wishes of a Naishtika Brahmachari, violating the deity and that Naishtika Brahmachari's right to celibacy and keeping distance from women in menstruating age? The other question is, if you are truly a devotee, will you force yourself in disregarding the wishes of Lord Ayyappa? Anand Ranganathan, author, with us. KP Madhusudanan, trustee, People for Dharma Trust, with us. We also have BN Haskar, political analyst, Akhil Swami, political analyst, with us, and Navya Haridas, President, Mahila Morcha of the Kerala BJP, also with us. Namaste to everybody. Thank you for your time. Navya Haridas, how do you view this? Is it a fair question to ask or not? If you're truly a devotee, as a woman devotee in menstruating age between age 10 and 50, will you or will you not be ready to wait?
See, there are thousands of temples in Kerala, there are thousands of temples in India, and Ayyappa temples also, we could find plenty of them in India also, in Kerala also. Sabarimala is the only temple where it's not being stated that no women are allowed. The ladies of the age in between 10 years and 60 years is not allowed in that temple. So a girl can enter Sabarimala until the age of 10. And if we are a real devotee of Swami Ayyappa, then we can enter into the temple after 60 years. So the time period between this 10 to 60 is not being allowed to enter Sabarimala, because the deity is of that type in Sabarimala. The deity is in the that we call is the possession of Naishtika Brahmachari. So this Naishtika Brahmachari itself, is the deity is not expecting any lady into the temple in this under this time period. So a real devotee doesn't want to enter that temple in this time period. And the actually the women part who are actually fighting for the right of entering into the temple are not real devotees of Swami Ayyappa as well. The ones who can understand what temple is and what the functionalities of a temple are ready to wait until the age of 60 to enter Sabarimala. So it's not like yeah.
In the case of Swami Ayyappa, isn't there the lady Ayyappa, his to-be consort for whom he is waiting eternally, who is away? Now, in that temple, is it not true that men in this age are not allowed?
See, men of this age are allowed, men of any age is allowed in Sabarimala, but the woman of this age period is not allowed.
I'm not talking about the Sabarimala temple. I'm talking about the lady who, there is the story around Swami Ayyappa,
Yes.
isn't it? So, in that temple, men are not allowed.
Yeah, definitely that in that temple men are not allowed. And we could say that in the Kerala, the case is different, like the ruling party itself is stating that women must be allowed into Sabarimala. And we have seen huge protests raised in 2018. And from 2018 onward, Sabarimala has been raised as a political agenda whenever the elections are coming. And in the previous elections also, we have seen that Sabarimala has put on as an agenda for political improvement of the ruling party. And recently, the issues happened in Sabarimala also. That the global Ayyappa Sangama was conducted in Sabarimala. And that too, no Sabarimala devotees were actually invited for that global Sabarimala initiative. And the ones who say that the Sanatana Dharma doesn't exist was actually invited for that global Ayyappa meet also. And that too, Nanda Govindan Bhajans was is the most dedicated bhajans in Kerala running right now. And under the name of that Nanda Govindan Bhajans also, 8 lakhs have been issued directly from the Ghajana. from the
Well,
Gajra
those are issues regarding the functioning and the management of Sabarimala. That's an extension also, given the fact the
Yes.
way there was a stampede and the way devotees were treated this time. Had that included women also of this between 10 and 50, imagine what would have happened there. But Akhil Swami, does a deity not have living rights and perennial rights as a living person, constitutional rights under Bharatiya Constitution?
Anand, you took advantage of the other religions. See, we have to have Sanatan Dharma that other religions learn from us, not we learning from them. Number one. Number two, see, the God does not discriminate. And in Sanatan Dharma, because I am a true Sanatani, in Sanatan Dharma, the ladies and the women are treated as gods, goddesses. So we treat women on a higher pedestal than men. So, and God does not discriminate. So any type of discrimination anywhere, whether it is women or men, and deity. See, God's house and home cannot be closed for anybody for that matter. I don't support any discrimination. And women, discrimination against women, the deity won't allow that. So this particular practice has been done by the people who want the domination of the male dominance. See, deity cannot, because Bajrangbali also is a brahmachari. And the women, my wife worships Hanumanji and Bajrangbali. So we are true Sanatanis. Men and women don't have a different right. Deity has not said this. This is only some political masters who have, in the name of God, has created a discrimination between men and women. And I oppose that.
Which political mass existed more than 1,300 years ago, sir?
See, that is not the issue. Issue is
you
God
just made
does not
that
discriminate.
You just made that issue.
See,
You just raised it. And the other thing is do the rules that apply for Bajrangbali apply for Kartikeya?
Yes,
do the
because
rules
Bajrangbali also is a brahmachari.
No, I didn't say he's a
And we
brahmachari.
in North, we don't discriminate the men and
Do the rules that apply
Who
to...
made these rules?
Do the rules that
Who made
apply...
these rules?
Sir, the deity has rules.
How can you
One
prove
minute.
that
One
the rules
minute.
have been
You
made
didn't
by
ask-
the deity
one minute.
or
You
not by the men?
You didn't answer my fundamental question. As per our constitution, does a deity have perennial living rights or not? As per repeated Supreme Court judgments and interpretation of our constitution, does a deity have perennial living rights or not? Yes or no?
See, whatever Supreme Court will be acceptable to us. But
don't say but. My
in the
question was
God's name,
because there is
in
a supplementary
God's name,
question.
Some political parties are
Akhilji, there is
creating a difference
Akhilji,
between
there
men
is a
and women.
Akhil,
I
no,
oppose
there
that.
is no difference between men and women. It is the deity's rules. There are tons of Ayyappa temples all
No,
across.
who has?
Sir, 1 minute.
Where is
sir.
the proof that deity has
one
decided?
minute, sir. 1 minute.
Not the political party.
Arey, Akhilji, do you want to spoil the debate? Is that what you want to do, or do you want to have a rational, sensible conversation? What do you want to do?
No, who says that deity decides
No,
that?
answer my question. What do you want to do? Do you want to have a rational, sensible conversation, or do
who
you want to
says
play
that
heckling?
deity decides this?
It is the
What is the
deity.
proof deity
It is
decides
the
this?
it is the deity's decision. This is the pratha, and the deity is.
No, pratha can be changed.
No,
Sati
sir.
pratha also
no,
was
no,
there.
no,
Sati
no, no,
pratha
no,
was
no.
abolished.
No, sir, you have to understand this. There are more than 300 temples or 500 Ayyappa temples all across the country. This rule does not apply to any of the other Ayyappa deities because each deity is a different manifestation of Ayyappa. It's not the same.
Who says that? Who has said that?
The very principles of Sanatan Dharma that
the
allow
principles
everyone
can
the
be changed,
freedom
the
to
traditions
practice
can be
religion.
changed.
Sir,
But there cannot
why
be any
is there? What is the
discrimination between
difference?
men and women.
What is the difference between? Why are each of the Hanuman temples referred to differently? Why do they have different terminologies for each Hanuman temple?
Brahmins have done this.
No.
Brahmin has done this injustice to women.
Sir, I'll tell you, sir, if you are going to...
Brahmins have made this rule.
if you're, who is a Brahmana, sir?
Everybody has a right. The
Who's a
Dalits have a
Brahmana?
right to
Who's a
become
Brahmana?
priests in the
Who's a Brahmana?
temples.
Who's a Brahmana?
The Dalits, OBCs also have a right,
who's-
and women also have a right. Everybody has a right.
Sir, this is what happens when you try to reduce an intelligent debate to a pedestrian one. This is the example, viewers. See what Mr. Akhil Swami has done. Exactly that he has done. He's reduced a debate which is supposed to intellectually decipher, understand and make, just reduced it to a pedestrian one because he believes that is what is going to get him viewership and some trolls who will perhaps increase his footfall.
It is your
Sir, it is
viewership,
very
not
sad.
my
It is
viewership.
it is very
It
it
is
is very
your
sad.
viewership.
It is very sad. It is very sad.
It
sir.
is your
It is
viewership.
very
It
sad,
is
sir.
not my
I was crediting visually that you would have a certain level of the intellectual superiority
No,
and
you
to
can't
elevate
decide
the
my
debate.
level. I won't
But-
decide your level.
Correct. So then how can you
I
decide
won't decide
Ayappa's
your
level?
level.
Then
Please
who are
don't
you to
decide
decide
my
Ayappa's level? If I
I
can't
have
decide
my
your
opinion,
level,
you
who are
have
you to
your
decide
opinion.
Ayappa's level?
I have regard for
If
your
I
opinion,
can't
have
decide
regard
your
for my
level,
opinion.
sir, who are you to
Have
decide
regard for
what?
my opinion.
So then why can't you have regard for Ayappa's opinion?
No. Who says that Ayappa decided that?
No. So
The
who?
priest
So
there.
you are questioning
I don't
Ayappa.
believe as to what
No.
the priest
So you are
says.
questioning Ayappa and believers of Ayappa. You are
I
questioning
say
devotees
that
of
Ayappa
Ayappa
cannot-
because you are
cannot-
saying
Ayappa,
that
the
the
God
way
cannot
the
discriminate
Ayappa has to
between men and women.
Ayappa has to sign in and decide with Mr. Akhil Swami. Is it acceptable to you? But I
who
cannot turn
says
around
that
and tell
Ayappa
you
decided
what
this?
you should say and how you should say.
Who says that Ayappa decided this?
No. So who says that Ayappa didn't decide this?
Old traditions decided
No.
that
Who
the
says
women
who
after
says
the
who says that
husband's
Ayappa
death
didn't
should-
decide this?
Sati Pratha
No.
was a
Who
bad
says
precedent
who
and we
says that
removed it.
Ayappa didn't decide this?
Who said that he decided
Who said
it?
that he's decided? He's not decided.
I don't want any discrimination of any
No, so I
side
don't want you
in
to
India.
discriminate between Ayappa and
After the
Bajrang Bali.
Constitution
I
of
don't
India
want.
comes
If you
in
are willing
light.
to respect Bajrang Bali's wishes,
I
why
want
can't
to
you respect
regard and
Ayappa's
respect my
wishes?
women.
You are the one who is
Women of my
disrespecting.
country, I want to respect.
So then, in that case, you first go and petition that they should be allowed in Sunni mosques.
No, Supreme Court
You
had
go and
decided
you
that-
go and petition.
See,
You
Supreme
go and
Court,
petition.
five
You go and
benches-
petition
five-member
that non-Parsi
decided in
women
favor of
who
that.
want to pray in an agyari
The
should
women
be
have a
allowed
right.
inside an agyari. Akhil Swami, what you have done is you've just reduced this whole conversation to a pedestrian level. I'm going to move on.
Five-member
B.N.
bench
Haskar ji, please,
decided
now
that
please
women have
yield.
a right.
B.N. Haskar ji,
that
your
is
thoughts.
therefore right.
Now, does a deity have civil rights or not? Does a deity have living rights or not? If a deity has said this is the mandate, a true devotee, will they deliberately want to challenge that or will they respect that?
The question is that we have to consider as per the constitution or as per the law, deity has a special right to, deity is considered to be a legal entity also. And now the Supreme Court is going to consider whether the essentiality of religion, which was considered by the Honorable Supreme Court in 1954 in Shirur Mat case, is to be reconsidered by this point of time. That is a historical change which is going to be happen. And moreover, the need, apart from all the discussions which is going to be happen in the Supreme Court under Article 25 and Article 26, whether the rights, there is a conflict between the rights and religious freedom. These two aspects has to be considered by the Honorable Supreme Court, which is going to be considered. And the most important aspects, apart from all those things, the most important aspects, the clouds which are generated by the Kerala's politics is the important question which is going to be raised. In 2018, the Kerala government as well as the Travancore Development Board stood a stand that they are into a position that the women should at the age of between the age of 10 to 55 can enter into Sabarimala temple. That was the stand taken by the state government and Travancore Development Board. But the need of the hour is that it is very different that whether they are going to take a different stand, because the election, the upcoming assembly election is going to happen very near future. So,
do you think their stand in 2018 was the right stand,
yes,
Mr. Haskar?
No, because the religious sentiments and religious faiths and practices should be adopted. But the state government has decided to take a different stand, which is going to be, which already had definitely damaged their political career also in 2019 parliament election. So that is going to be, I think that the state government as well as the Travancore Development Board going to take a different stand. But they didn't disclose what is the stand is to be taken on April 7. That is all the entire political sphere is waiting for the decision which is going to be taken by the state
so how
government.
Can a few politicians decide what Ayyappa's rules should be? Are they not imposing? Those who claim to be leftist and atheist, are they not imposing their own views? Dr. Ranganathan, if the state government opposes the right to practice and propagate religion, the same Article 14, 15, 25, 26, which are repeatedly quoted to try and ensure that nobody questions what the Muslims are doing, what is happening in Sunni mosques, and then they gave this argument there. Here, all those arguments are turned around and they fail. Is this not open, brazen disrespect of Sanatan Astha? I'm sure you must have held a different view which has changed over time, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, it hasn't changed, Anand. Good evening, and good evening to my fellow panelists, because I put all my views through the scientific ringer. And on the matter of Sabarimala judgment, I've always believed the simple question to be asked was it discrimination or perceived discrimination? There are many Hindu temples where the men are barred entry, like Brahmaji temple, Kumari Amman temple, Atukul Bhagwati temple, and there are many Ayappa temples, 450 of them, where women are allowed entry. It is only in this particular Lord Ayappa temple that, because of the vow of the deity to remain a brahmachari, menstruating women in a particular age bracket were not allowed entry. Remember that the Hindu deity is considered a living entity. That is why it has judicial and property rights. That is why Hindu temples pay income tax, for crying out loud. And as for menstruating women, it is forbidden for a menstruating woman to touch the Quran, recite a complete verse, enter a mosque, do salat, perform tawaf, have fast, have sex, 56, 79, 2 to 22 and Hadith Sharif. So are you going to redact these verses? Look, Anand, there is a fundamental contradiction between Articles 21 and 25 of our Constitution. If you follow one, you cannot follow the other. There are thousands of religious dictats that directly contradict Article 21, your right to life, dignity and liberty. If you're a true Catholic woman, you cannot be ordained as a priest. If you're a true Muslim woman, you cannot sing, dance, play sports, drink, fornicate, be a homosexual, wear what you want, or be an apostate. A Supreme Court that correctly removes discrimination from Hindu religion, but cowers behind a lamppost like a wet cat when it comes to other religions, is not a Supreme Court. It is a Sharia court. The Shah Bano judgment was overturned even though there was blatant discrimination. But the Supreme Court acted against the centuries-old tradition of Sabarimala even though there was perceived discrimination. If this is not seeding resentment among the Hindus and stoking religious wars, what is? Anand, 30 seconds. Recall the iconic statement of the dissenting judge Inju Malhotra in the original Sabarimala judgment.
Yep.
Quote, notions of rationality cannot be invoked in matters of religion, unquote. This is so true. Where do you draw the line? Are you going to tell billions that Lord Brahma couldn't have had 4 heads, or that Prophet Muhammad couldn't have flown to heaven on a mule, or that Jesus couldn't have walked on water, or have resulted from immaculate conception? Yes, the courts do have a role to play in intervening and preventing oppressive and hurtful religious practices. But then again, what is hurtful to you, to me, may not be hurtful to the believer. For example, 10 seconds,
Right.
I believe that prescribing a dress code like a burqa or a hijab is oppressive. But can the Supreme Court ban it? If it does, then is it not violating the direct commandments of the Holy Quran 24, 31, 33, 59, 726? Would that be acceptable to all those liberals and feminists who cheered the Sabarimala verdict? The problem is not the standard, Anand. The problem is the double standard.
Yeah, the other part in this whole matter is that the dissenting judge was a lady.
Yeah.
She was the one out of the 5, the dissenting judge was a lady, and she came out and said that we should not try and create these, look at it from the prism of discrimination when it is a religious practice which for many more than a millennia has now been followed. At that time there was no political party called the left, nor was there a political party called the right, nor was a political entity called the center. It was not there. Madhusudanan is also there. Mr. Madhusudanan, what do you think? Should the Kerala government change its position?
Yeah, namaste to all. Actually, it is not just the question of Kerala government to change the position of attitude. It is the question of whether Hindus are Hindus deserve that is a right which is given to all citizens of India through the Article 26 of our Constitution. Actually, the Article 25 of our Constitution is for the personal liberty, and as far as Article 26 is concerned, it is for the institutions or the denominations to work on their own way of method of worship and all. Actually, Hindus alone are deprived of this Article 26. So, henceforth, at least from henceforth, the courts as well as the government should ensure that Hindus are also getting the protection of Article 26. That is the basic point. The writ petition which was filed decades back, that itself was founded on a wrong notion that individual worship right has been denied. It is totally wrong. For an individual to worship of any age is permitted. In Hindu religion, all age group people are permitted to have their own way of worship and all. But the restriction comes only to attend or visit or enter the Sabarimala temple. That is the only restriction. Devotees have got lot of ways of worship, not just the temple entry. Temple entry is one of the elements.
Yes.
As far as the institution temple is concerned, it has to follow certain agamic principles that all are prescribed in the Agama Shastra. So that needs to be protected under Article 26 of our Constitution, whereas the individual liberty comes, it is under the Article 25 of our Constitution. That is why it is clearly mentioned that our Constitution makers have very clearly suggested that that Part 3 of our Constitution has got fundamental rights. Whereas Article 25, the rights under Article 25 are subject to the rights which are mentioned in the Part 3.
Yeah.
Whereas Article 26, when it comes to Article 26,
Right.
it is not subject to the other provisions of Part 3. So we need to clearly demarcate the right of everybody is talking about the individual right, whereas the temple and the denomination has got its own right to protect and preserve the culture. That is being denied nowadays. So that has to be corrected. Otherwise, the whatever the court may say, but it will not stand in our bar. That's
No, but was it a fair? Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
I just want to emphasize on one thing.
Yeah.
It is not that I don't want the courts to intervene because it is a religious ritual. No, as I said, if a religious ritual or practice may be thousands of years old, come across all religions, if it was discriminatory and oppressive, by all means the court should look into it. But in this case, it wasn't. And number two, importantly, the court should not have double standards. For example, they do. The courts have banned animal sacrifices in case of Hindu religion, but they allow halal. Why? Is that not double standard? That is the problem out here. Not the fact that the courts have a right to look into religious practices, but they exercise their right only for Hindu practices.
No, if a temple was practicing deliberate discrimination because they look down upon somebody, and that was not something that is mandated by the presiding deity, that's a different story. In this case, there is a prashna which is asked and it is derived and it is a practice that is followed. Nobody is stopped from praying to Ayyappa. It's just that you cannot come into that sanctum sanctorum at that point in time, in that for your age, because you have to respect the Naishtika Brahmacharya of the deity. It's the respect of the deity. It's a demand or a request from the deity. Please stay away from me because I am supposed to maintain, I have taken a vow of celibacy, and that has to be respected. That is the reason why. That is the reason why this vow of celibacy that was taken, it's a great vow and it has to be eternally respected, be it taken by Bhishma Pitama or taken by Hanuman or taken by Ayyappa. And in the temple, if this is the rule that is there for Ayyappa, then that is how. Otherwise, each of the temples, there are even today sects in Hinduism where the seers have taken a vow of Naishtika Brahmacharya and women devotees are not allowed to go to them. They are asked to stand at least 10 feet away or 20 feet away because of the rule followed by the seer, and women do it. So tomorrow are you going to say, no, I will go stand within 2 inches of that person because that is my right to do so? So where is the respect then for that person's faith and that particular sect? If you really respect it and if you are a devotee, you will accept the rules of the deity. That's the other concept. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, and then Navya Haridas coming to you. Yeah.
Or the irrational hypocrites on your panel should have the guts to say, and somebody was nodding his head vigorously, I noticed that, have the guts to say that because you are not going to respect the rights of the deity in this case, Let us also respect the rights and say that yes, deity should not pay income tax. वो नहीं करेंगे. हिंदू टेम्पल से टैक्स लेना है, लेकिन वो बात नहीं सुननी. और रिलीजन्स के बारे में 4 नींबू पकड़ा देते हैं इनको. 4 नींबू निचोड़ने से धूम की इतना नहीं फटता.
And of course, and it is not gender biased because women are allowed as long as they are pre-puberty and post-menopause. So they are not menstruating.
डेटी के नाम पे औरतों के साथ अन्याय कर रहा है.
कोई नहीं सर, क्योंकि सभी महिलाएं और सभी वर्ग के लोग आते हैं. Have you been to Sabarimala, sir?
50% population
Mr. Akhil,
has to.
no, Mr. Akhil Swami, have you been to Sabarimala?
50% population.
Have you been to
Women
Sabarimala?
have equal rights.
Have you been to Sabarimala?
Men also have equal rights.
Have you been to Sabarimala?
ब्रह्मा जी टेम्पल में men are not allowed.
Have you been to Sabarimala, Akhil Swami?
गलत बोल रहे हैं आनंद, क्यों झूठ बोल रहे हैं? ब्रह्मा जी के टेम्पल में मैं और मेरी वाइफ दर्शन करने गए.
नहीं, कौन से ब्रह्मा जी के टेम्पल में सर?
Men are not allowed.
ब्रह्मा जी का टेम्पल केवल एक है.
Men are not allowed.
अजमेर के अंदर ब्रह्मा जी का टेम्पल.
Tell him.
और हम गए अपनी वाइफ के साथ, कोई महिलाओं को नहीं रोका गया.
अरे वो पुरुष की बात कर रहे हैं आप, महिलाओं में घुसे हुए. मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, सुनिए सर.
महाराज मैं भी गया था.
अरे तो मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, शबरीमला गए हैं आप?
मैं ब्रह्मा जी के टेम्पल
शबरीमला गए हैं आप?
मैं
शबरीमला गए हैं आप?
औरतों के साथ अन्याय
आप शबरीमला गए हैं क्या?
सभी महिलाओं के साथ.
अरे आप शबरीमला गए हैं क्या? अरे आटुकाल भगवती टेम्पल में पुरुष अलाउड नहीं है.
अन्याय कर रहे हैं.
अब आप मुझे बताइए ना,
बेटी के नाम पे अन्याय कर रहे हैं.
मिस्टर अखिल स्वामी, either you are
एंटी विमेन है ये लोग.
No, रहने दीजिए sir. You have decided that you want to be bullheaded and you don't want to answer questions and you don't want to listen to logic. My simple question to you is, sir, Artukal Bhagwati temple, men are not allowed. What are you going to say? That's the rule.
कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होना चाहिए. दलित भी जाने चाहिए, ब्राह्मण भी जाने चाहिए.
यहाँ पे जाति के नाम पे
भगवान के नाम पे कोई,
यहाँ जाति के नाम पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ही नहीं हो रहा है. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि आपका सारा इतना लॉपसाइडेड लॉजिक है. ना पढ़ा हुआ है, ना समझा हुआ है. सर कहाँ दलित ब्राह्मण घुसा रहे किसी भी मंदिर? सर यू हैव नॉट इवन गॉन. मिस्टर अखिल स्वामी, you have not even gone to that temple. Do you know who goes to that temple, sir? You don't even know who goes to that temple. You don't even know who goes to that temple. You don't even know what a brahmana is. You don't even know, sir. You don't even know, Mr. Akhil Swami. I'm just saying it is so sad. It is so sad that just for the sake of an argument you are going to make such, you can apply such rudimentary and pedestrian logic. Navya Haridas, sir, क्या कर रहे हैं sir? I just don't understand, sir. You are trying to pick up an issue with what is 4% of today's population, and you are trying to say that 45% of the country's population is in trouble. What are you saying, sir? What logic are you using? What logic are you using? What logic are you using? आप हनुमान जी में भी जाति निकालेंगे, अयप्पा में भी जाति निकालेंगे. This is the game that you are playing. Just divide and rule. That's all. Then why are you not arguing for Shias to be allowed into Sunni mosques? Why are you not questioning? Why are you not questioning? No, why? You are not an Indian. You are not an Indian. You are not an Indian. Sir, Sanatan is all faiths, sir. Sanatan is all encompassing. If you say you are Sanatan, you should talk about all faiths.
I'm not a Muslim.
Sir, Sanatan includes all people, all faiths. Sanatan is eternal. It's not, you can't bracket Sanatan. You don't even understand the meaning of Sanatan. Forget it. You don't even understand the meaning of Sanatan. That's the problem, sir. Yes, Navya Haridas.
Muslims are more
See, a person who have
Yes, Navya
a person who have got the privilege to worship Sabarimala, to go to Sabarimala, have never visited Sabarimala and is asking for the equality of or the rights of the woman to enter to Sabarimala. See, what we say is that the rule of the deity must be prevailed. Swami Ayyappa is in the form of Naishtika Brahmachari, and it has certain rules, and that rule has to be followed. And the women and the real devotees are ready to follow the rules, and we are ready to wait until the age of 60 to enter Sabarimala. And we have our own rights in all other temples to go and visit in whatever age we are. And the one who speaks for the right of the woman, the one who speaks for the right of equality, is not asking for the right of the Muslim woman as well. Sir, I wanted just to ask Sri Akhil Swami whether he is stepping any moves to for the right of the Muslim women to enter the
Navya Haridas, he claims to be a Sanatani, so he's not bothered about asking questions to anybody else. And
The one who doesn't believe in
that is
Sanatana Dharma.
I am only
No, no,
worried
that-
about
that-
Sanatan
somebody who
says-
can't even define and understand what Sanatan
I
and
am
Sanatan
only
Dharma
concerned
means.
about Sanatan Dharma, no other
Yeah.
No, what is Sanatan Dharma? Explain to me. In one line, explain what is
Sanatan
Sanatan
Dharma who does not discriminate.
Wow, acha, where is
The
this written,
party
sir?
which discriminates
Where is
between
this
Hindu and
written?
Muslims is not
Where
a
is this
Sanatani.
written? Where is this written? Who has defined this that Sanatan is a dharma that
Sarve
does not?
bhavantu sukhne sarve santu niramaya.
Huh.
Sarve bhavantu sukhne sarve
Where is
santu
discrimination in
niramaya.
this?
ये है सनातन
What is the meaning of sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu
सब
niramaya?
सुखी हों सब परिवार सब सृष्टि हैं
No,
मैं ब्रह्म
that is
हूँ,
not.
वो परब्रह्म
Sarve
है,
bhavantu
हम उसी के
sukhina,
अंश हैं।
everybody, may everybody
यही
be
सनातन
happy.
धर्म है।
Sarve santu niramaya, may everybody be healthy. May everybody
Yes,
be healthy.
everybody,
Ah,
everybody,
so how is
everybody.
this? How is this Sanatan Dharma? Where is what is the definition that it does not discriminate? How are you drawing
The
these parallels?
BJP discriminates between
No,
Christians,
you explain to me
Hindus,
what is
Dalits,
Sanatan Dharma.
Brahmins, and
You
that is
explain
why
to
it
me
is
what
not
is
a
Sanatan Dharma. What do you
It
mean
doesn't
by
believe in
Sanatan
Sanatan
Dharma?
Dharma.
What do you mean by Sanatan Dharma?
Sanatan Dharma is which Swami Vivekananda said in Chicago. That is Sanatan Dharma.
Okay. Now viewers,
love
now
everybody.
viewers,
We
now
love the
viewers.
nature. We
Now,
love the
no. 1 minute. What Swami
don't
Vivekananda,
lynch.
what Swami Vivekananda said in Chicago, if that is Sanatan Dharma, then Akhil Swami making all his arguments before this for the last 20 minutes comes to a zero. Comes to a zero. And what Swami Vivekananda said there is Sanatan Dharma, then Akhil Swami has no clue that Hinduism is part of Sanatan Dharma and the Hindu and Hindutva is part of Sanatan
I'm a
Dharma and it
better
is not
Hindu than
Sanatan
you.
Dharma.
Anand,
It is
I'm a
not.
better Hindu
It
than you.
is not
I'm a
Sanatan
better
Dharma.
Hindu
So
than you.
that is
I'm
what
a
there are some
Sanatani
4-5 lines. The moment you ask them the meaning, they don't know the meaning. Maybe
Arre,
and
aapse
therefore
bada
that is where
Sanatani
their
na hu.
arguments are. That so it's
मैं आपसे बड़ा
a
सनातनी
travesty. It's a travesty, sir. आप
आप
दुनिया
बच्चे
के
सनातनी
सबसे
हो,
बड़े
मैं बुजुर्ग
सनातनी हैं,
सनातनी।
सर. आप दुनिया के सबसे बड़े सनातनी
आप
हैं जिनको
बच्चे
सनातन
सनातनी
धर्म
हो,
का
मैं
मतलब
बुजुर्ग
नहीं मालूम.
सनातनी।
आप दुनिया के सबसे बड़े हिंदू हैं जिनको हिंदू शब्द का मतलब नहीं मालूम. और आप दुनिया के सबसे बड़े ये हैं नॉन डिस्क्रिमिनेटर हैं जिनको ये तक नहीं मालूम कि किसी मंदिर के अंदर भगवान की इच्छा की रिस्पेक्ट करनी चाहिए कि
अरे
नहीं करनी
आप
चाहिए.
लोग
छोड़
भाई,
दीजिए,
भगवान की
रहने
कोई
दीजिए.
इच्छा
यस डॉक्टर रंगनाथन, फाइनल वर्ड हैव टू वाइंड अप.
discriminate नहीं करता।
डॉक्टर
भगवान डिस्क्रिमिनेट नहीं करता,
हाँ।
आप लोग करते हैं।
Heard enough of. We've heard enough of this fraudulent discussion, debating points. I want to come substantively to what the Kerala BJP spokesperson has talked about. I fundamentally disagree with her dictum, which is that if the Lord has said something or deity, then that wishes have to be respected. No. If tomorrow I gave you the example of Quran. It is told that this is how you are to dress. Now, if that dress is oppressive,
yeah,
shouldn't the
but
court
no,
accept it?
that's a false parallel, Dr. Ranganathan. I disagree because because that is not mandated by Allah. That is mandated. That is mandated by the 200 years after Islam was founded. It was part of a group of people who decided this will become part of the Shariat. In this case, sir, it is the deity's home. The deity does not mandate it for all community who are living outside. The deity only mandates this for whoever who want to come into his house. So please don't make the comparison with what is applicable to Sabarimala to any other faith or religion, because in this case the deity is only saying if you are wanting to come into my house, it is my house and my rules, and respect those rules. Just like you would want me to respect your rules the moment I come to your house, because it is your house and your rules. So that is exactly what I'm trying to. Even when you treat it, so that
is why I want to ask you a question. If tomorrow any deity says that do not allow Dalits to enter the temple, would you be fine with it?
No, I will not go to that temple. That is my choice, sir.
Okay.
I will not go to that temple. That is my choice. I will not entertain that, because I have to go to a deity's house. That temple is the deity's house. If I want to go to that deity's house, I have to follow that deity's rules. If I don't agree with those rules, I will not go to that temple. That's my point of. That's my because that deity is not saying that discriminate against all women outside also. No, that's not. Nobody. That deity does not stop anybody from praying to that deity. The deity only says, if you want to come to my house, please follow this rule because this is my vow. That's where. That is where it is. That is where it is. Sir, इस दुनिया में आपसे बड़ा logical व्यक्ति नहीं है. Thank you very much, sir. I have to wind up on that note. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have to wind up on that. Well, playing up next is a special conversation I had just a short while ago through here on the broadcast with the Grand Mufti of India. Sheikh Abu Bakr Ahmad upon his meeting with the Prime Minister earlier in the day, and how both of them share the vision of insaniyat, communal unity for the progress and that march towards a Viksit Bharat. Stay with us. We're now joined by Sheikh Abu Bakr Ahmad ji, the Grand Mufti of India, the current Grand Mufti of India. Let's go straight across to him. Sheikh Abu Bakr Ahmad ji, namaste. Thank you, sir, for your time. Can you hear me? This is Anand here, ji.
Namaste.
You've just finished a meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister. How was the meeting, sir?
It was very good. अच्छा मीटिंग था.
क्या बात हुई सर मीटिंग में?
मीटिंग में हमारे इंसानियत के बारे में एक सफर रखा था केरला में. वो उस सफर में किसी जगह में पहुंचे तो वहाँ क्या हालात है वो लिख के रखे आखिर में चीफ मिनिस्टर को दिया था. उसमें रोड है, रेलवे स्टेशन है और एयरपोर्ट का तौसीयत है, बाकी सब है. वो सब पीएम से भी हमने बोला, पीएम बोला जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जो करना है वो हम करेगा, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो करेगा वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट करेगा. बहुत अच्छा मीटिंग था.
कोई कंसर्न आपने पीएम को हाईलाइट किया तो पीएम साहब ने क्या कहा? कोई अश्योरेंस आपको दिया है सर?
खास तौर पर कुछ भी हमने नहीं बोला. हमने इंडिया में अच्छा अखलाक के साथ सब कराना चाहे तो हो सकता है, वरना वो नहीं हो सकता है. ये तो ये भी कबूल फरमाया, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
मुफ्ती साहब जी जी बोलिए सर. मुफ्ती साहब मैं जानना चाहूँगा, ये हाल में जो सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू थोड़ा रेडिकलाइजेशन का अटेम्प्ट हो रहा है, ये कंसर्न आपने रेज किया, इसको कैसे एड्रेस करेंगे? क्या इस पे कोई बात हुई?
सबको एजुकेशन दिलाने के लिए बातचीत किया.
हाँ मुफ्ती साहब, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी?
हमने पीएम से बोल दिया सबको एजुकेशन बोलना, एजुकेशन बनाना सबको, फिर ये कॉलेज अब वगैरह जो जरूरत है वो सब बनाना है.
हाँ, जब आपने एजुकेशन की बात की तो अब पीएम साहब ने क्या बोला?
एजुकेशन के बारे में बात की.
हमने बोला सबको एजुकेशन का सुविधा करें.
हमने हमसे ये आस्पत्रि वगैरह ये सेहत के जो जरूरत है मिस्कीन लोगों को, उसके बारे में भी बात किया. हमने बोला जो हो सकता है वो सब करेगा.
अभी रमदान से पहले कुछ रिक्वेस्ट है, रमदान आने वाला है, जो यंगस्टर्स हैं उनको कोई मैसेज देना चाहेंगे आप?
रमजान में आमतौर पर हमारा मैसेज ये है, रमजान आपस में मोहब्बत रहमत बढ़ाने की रमजान पैदा होने की महीना है, वो रमजान में और मालदार उनके माल से फकीरों को देख रहा है। कितने बोल दिया?
गरीबों का मदद कर।
आप मीटिंग से खुश हैं?
गरीबों को मदद, बहुत खुश है।
और क्या आपने ये बात की कि कैसे भारत को इस्लाम का एक कल्चरल हेड सेंटर बना सकते हैं, कि भारत में जैसे इस्लाम प्रैक्टिस होता है वो दुनिया को सिखा सकते हैं?
ऐसा कुछ बात नहीं हुआ। हम तो इंसानियत के लिए जो जरूरत है वो सब करना, चाहे मुसलमान हो, हिंदू हो, क्रिश्चियन हो, कोई भी हो, यही हम बात किया।
मुफ्ती साहब, मैं जानना चाहूंगा, बांग्लादेश में जो चल रहा है, क्या उससे भारत के मुसलमान को कोई इफेक्ट होगा, या वहां जो इस्लाम या जो बातचीत अभी चल रही है और जो भारत में प्रैक्टिस होता है उसमें बहुत डिफरेंस है?
सामने से अब जगह हम लोग सलामत।
वो बांग्लादेश के बारे में मेरे पता नहीं है, लेकिन हर दुनिया में अमन व अमान होना चाहिए। इसीलिए जो करना चाहते वो करेगा। अमेरिका जब ईरान वो भी खत्म कर रहा है, वो झगड़ा नहीं होना, और इंसानियत को कीमत बढ़ा के ये सब उसके नीचे रखना हो जाएगा।
आप दुनिया में जाके ये बात कहते हैं, भारत में क्या मुसलमान सेफ है? क्योंकि कई लोग ये कहते हैं कि भारत में मुसलमान सेफ नहीं है। आपका क्या व्यू है? मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन है आपसे मुफ्ती साहब।
एक जगह एक आदमी ने बोल दिया एक मीटिंग में, मैं उसको इतराज किया, भारत में मुसलमान को कोई रुकावट नहीं है,
तकलीफ नहीं है,
रुकावट नहीं, तकलीफ नहीं, मशक्कत नहीं। ये मदारिस चलता है, अरबी कॉलेज चलता है, और मसाजिद चलता है, दरगाह चलता है, सब चलता है। इसमें कोई रुकावट भी नहीं, कोई मुश्किल भी नहीं। मेरे इल्म में वही है।
क्या प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा कि सब साथ मिलकर देश के लिए काम करें, भारत के लिए काम करें, एक विकसित भारत के लिए साथ मिलकर काम करें?
वो भूल गया। खास तौर पर बड़ा है, पूरे जो हो सकता है वो सब करेगा वह। प्रधानमंत्री का जवाब तो बहुत अच्छा जवाब था।
ग्रैंड मुफ्ती साहब, थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके। आप स्वस्थ रहें, यही हमारी प्रार्थना है। आपको शुभकामनाएं बहुत।
अच्छा,
थैंक यू।
बहुत शुक्रिया, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
With regards to the blockbuster film and a blockbuster victory, that is Dhurandhar India, that has united the fans after this big victory against Pakistan yesterday on the field. And actor Rakesh Bedi is speaking on the Pakistan meltdown after India's win as well. He's joining us live on the broadcast. Many thanks to you, Mr. Bedi, for joining in. I'd like your thoughts. I think those visuals speak 1,000 words. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm totally delighted, like every other Indian. But you know what happened yesterday? I was, in fact, shooting in Delhi, and I also had my place in Delhi. And yesterday, I booked my flight in the evening at 8 p.m. from Delhi, forgetting that yesterday on the 15th was the India-Pakistan big match. But then, like me, every other traveler in the plane was very inquisitive, and he was asking the pilot again and again. He was giving almost a running commentary. कि इतना score हो गया, इतना score हो गया. And then finally we won it. It's a great feeling, and it's of course the Indian team is as Dhurandhar as the film.
So, you know, the sentiment coming out of Pakistani fans now is that isse acha to boycott tha. Initially, they were all saying that, you know, if you're playing, you should play with all due ethics being followed, including the handshake. But now they're saying that you should have just boycotted, given that it's been such a shameful, embarrassing defeat for them, that Mohsin Naqvi himself left the match midway, expecting India is going to be thrashing his team. But what do you make of the kind of Pakistani sentiment? Are they also playing spoil sport on the field, apart from what we've already been seeing happen at the borders?
See, what happens is that the Pakistani government, the people who run the country and the masses, they are not on the same page, because the government or the you can say the organization in the government, they all are, they have one agenda: how to destabilize India, how to create a rift between India, how to throw bombs in India in different cities. But the people as such are, they are very like enthused about the cricket, enthused about the sport, and they love to, they always look forward to this kind of a match, and they always think कि एक दिन तो आएगा जब हम इंडिया को हरा लेंगे. तो वो एक दिन की इंतजार में बेचारे सालों साल वेट करते रहते हैं. But India, as usual, like every other time, we have defeated them with, and this time